If you feel like you're constantly searching for direction, for some grand understanding of what to do with your life, where to go next, and how exactly to get there, this is for you. From my observation of my own life and the lives of others, when it comes to gaining clarity about ourselves, what is missing is self-trust. The struggle is that we are looking for this tangible thing that we can hold on to. We spend so much time looking outward for answers. We analyze, we overthink, and we search for signs in the world around us. But what if what we are looking for exists in the stillness within us? What if it's just a subtle, quiet drop in your consciousness? I find that the noise, the distractions, the input from everyone else, from everything else, and your rumination on the what ifs, what nexts, are the barriers. They are keeping you from hearing the truth within. Yes, we can sometimes find answers, really good ones, outside of ourselves, but when it comes to our lives, the voices of others should be subject to your authority. Your anchor should always live within you, so that when the world pulls you in 1,000 directions, you allow yourself to pause, you allow yourself to take a moment and find answers that feel right for you deep down. Not what you've been told is right, not what other people expect from you, but what aligns with the very core of who you are or who you want to be. And even if you're not sure of who you are right now, the reality is that you spend the most time with yourself. You know the facts of your life more than anyone else does. Those answers don't have to be perfect. In fact, you might find that the answer is to seek help from someone else. Whatever you find doesn't have to make logical sense to me or to anyone else. All that matters is that it is rooted in the reality of who you are and what you really need. If you're unsure about how to listen to your own inner voice and trust that your decisions are enough for you, I've made a video on validation and it will give you specific steps that you can take to get there. Find it here. I'm not telling you that this process is going to be easy or that it will be smooth, but you must try. I've also found that the reason we sometimes don't listen to the nudge within is because of what it requires. Maybe for you to honor your needs and for you to follow your heart, you have to be very uncomfortable. Maybe you have to do things that other people might consider out of character. Maybe you have to let go of people and situations or even habits that you've made part of your personality. Or you have to take a path that wasn't expected of you, meaning that you have to disappoint a few people, you have to redefine success. But to be able to build that trust, you must do the hard things and ask the hard questions. What am I afraid of? What am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What is holding me back? Whose voice has preeminence over my life right now and why? What am I denying myself because of my fear? You have to face the parts of you that you've kept hidden. And like everything that comes with growth, it will be messy, uncomfortable, even painful. But that's where the transformation happens. That's where things begin to shift for you. And just to be clear, trusting yourself doesn't mean that you are certain or that you are always right. It just means that even though you don't have all the answers, even if you don't know exactly where you are going, you have done enough searching, dissecting and listening to understand that you must take the next step. You know that even if it's not the right direction, where you are right now is the wrong place. Let's talk about fear because it's usually one of the things most people struggle with when it comes to making the move or decision making in general. First of all, I would advise you to become someone who doesn't classify emotions as good or bad, but as informants. So that when you feel them, you can take a moment to ask, what is this trying to tell me? Fear is one of the most powerful and necessary emotions we have. Your relationship with it determines what happens in your life. I have seen some of these quotes where people say, fear isn't real, it's just an illusion, or fear is just false evidence appearing real, and I wholeheartedly disagree. Some of the things we fear are real and valid. They are possibilities. They can happen. So how do you deal with fear? You recognize it as an ally, a companion of some sort, Fear is there because you are alive. In dangerous situations, it signals that you need to find safety. In uncomfortable situations, it signals that you are stepping into a space that requires more than you are used to, that you are outside your comfort zone. That's why you have to stop viewing it as bad. It's just doing its job. It's like hating traffic lights. It's pointless. They exist for a reason. So when fear comes, instead of trying to rid yourself of it, take a moment to look and see for yourself. Is there immediate danger around me? Is my life on the line? Or is this just a heads up to ready myself for the bump in the road ahead? Fear can be a signal that you are on the edge of something important, something different. It's not a signal to turn back. It's an invitation to move forward with courage and awareness. And yes, you might still be afraid, but that's because you care. Do it afraid. Fearless people are people who do things afraid. So instead of running out of fear, consider it a reminder to give it your best shot, to show up because this matters. Your life matters. When you can't seem to figure things out, the duty is not to anxiously seek the path, but to clear away the noise and distractions that are obscuring your vision. The expectations, the stories you've told yourself about who you are, or about who you're supposed to be, those are the things blocking your path. Let them go. Imagine for a moment that you're standing in the middle of a dense forest with an unclear path ahead. It's easy to panic or feel stuck. You might try to force your way through, or you can stand still, feeling afraid perhaps, but still you take a breath, you ground yourself, and you slowly begin to figure out the way to get out of there. In that stillness, you may start to notice things you didn't even see before. Maybe there's another path behind you, or a tree that you could climb to see what lies beyond. I know this is a metaphor, but that's how we build trust within. It's not a sudden massive revelation. It's a practice rooted in intention. Something you cultivate every day by embracing the unknown and anchoring yourself even in the midst of doubts and fears. Yes, it's hard, it's vulnerable, but it's also freeing. And when you stop searching for answers in the outside world and start listening to the wisdom within, you will discover that you've most likely always known what you need. You just haven't been in touch with that part of you. And you might think that there's no wisdom within you, but you can start building it by giving yourself a chance. The people you consider wiser than you are those people who have tried many things and found their answers and lessons in reflection and introspection. What is wisdom? It's simply the ability to apply knowledge, experience, and good judgment. If you're still unsure, I'll offer you this exercise. Starting today, make a daily journal entry or a video or voice diary in which you answer the question, what is my heart telling me today? It might sound cheesy, but do it. When you have experiences in your day-to-day life, no matter how small, you can take 5 minutes to reflect on the feelings that came up, the opinions that might be lying beneath. Sometimes you don't even know how you feel about something until you witness it and you're like, what? Is that what I think? So examine your thoughts when things happen and draw conclusions from them. Write them down, okay? I do this with everything, films, books, food. I have various lists where I rate things and I write them down and I make a video about how they made me feel and then how feeling those things made me feel. It might seem excessive or unrelated to serious life decisions, but it helps you strengthen your inner voice and better understand yourself. You might be surprised how much you can learn about who you are from the seemingly inconsequential. So, if you've been looking for answers, take this as your sign. It's here. It's in the courage it takes to trust what exists within, to try. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just have to take one step forward. Trust yourself. That trust will be the bridge between doubt and action, between confusion and purpose. I really hope you take time out today to take one small step towards trusting yourself. Whether that's deciding on your own regarding that thing you've been stressing out about lately or doing the exercise I suggested earlier, at the end of the day, it's not about certainty. It's about alignment. Alignment with your deepest self, with your truest desires and the path that is uniquely yours to walk. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Pearl, and I'll see you in the next video.